Now, because Miles was already telling me this, I'm going to go ahead and let him tell me the answer, and then we're going to set it up.
I think it's 5.
I think it is 5. I think he is correct. All right, now, Miles, how did you get that so quickly?
They're basically the same angle. I think that's what's called. So 12 divided by 4 is 3, so 20 divided by 4 is 5.
Now, in a minute, from experience, some of you, I'm going to say, yes, that is correct. That is correct, but I want you to write the fraction. I want you to write the proportion, because that's essentially what we're working on. So if I'm going to write the proportion, Miles, you see if you agree with me. I can say 12 over 3 is equal to 20 over x. Is everybody happy with that?
I thought it was 12 over 20.
Oh, thank you for correcting me. Let's do that. 12 over 20 equals 3 over x. And my question to you, Miles, do you think it really matters? No, it doesn't actually. And I'm glad I taught you something. So look carefully. When you cross multiply, watch me now, please, Miles, because this is something super important. The way you set up might be a little different than the way I set it up, but we still can get the what? The same answer. So watch my cross multiplying here, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 3 times 20 and 12 times x. Look over here. 3 times 20 and 12 times x. So that tells me that the answer is what? The same. Is everybody happy with that explanation? Now, to solve the proportion, we say that we cross multiply and then divide. So I need everybody to stay with me on this. We would say 12x equals 60. And then we would divide both sides by 12. So we would say x is equal to 5. So Miles was correct. Now listen to me. I don't care that you knew the answer was 5. You must write this out for now. I'm just simply showing you how to set it up, because in a minute I can make the problems harder. Does everybody agree with that? So you're not going to be able to see the relationship. You need to be able to set up the proportion. Now again, it's called a proportion because a proportion just simply means two fractions that are what? Equal. That's what a proportion is. Two fractions that are equal. Quickly. Because 3 times 20. You good or not? All right. So everybody take a look quickly at number 2. And I'm going to set up number 2 for me.
Okay. So 9 over 3.
Beautiful. 9 over 3 equals
X over 1.
X over 1. Cross multiply.
So 9 times 1 is 9. And then 3.
Yes.
3x is 9.
So.
And then 9 divided by 3 is 9.
Beautiful. That's how I want you to do it. Now listen to me, guys. I'm going to cut you some slack later on, but we have to practice because we're going into algebra, right? And I need to know you know how to solve a proportion. It's super important on all your ERBs. You have to be able to set it up. And right now the numbers are small, so it looks easy, but I can make them hard. All right? That's not the intent.
So can we just do 1 times 3?
Are you listening to me?
I know, but you just want us to do x over 1.
You have to set up a proportion.
I know.
Did you set up a proportion? Okay. All right, then we're on the same page. You're not allowed to just tell me the answer, right, Miles?
Yes.
Right, I'm not interested in just the answer. When we get down to the end of the page, we'll be able to set it up. All right? So, tell me about number 3.
Okay. So it's 4 over x and 8 over 16.
Wait a minute. Look at your notes. 4 over x.
Oh, 16 over 8.
16 over 8. Now, here's the other thing I want to tell you guys. In my opinion, sometimes it's easier to do what to the fractions first?
Simplify.
Yeah, simplify. So 16 over 8 can be reduced to what?
2 over 1.
2 over 1. So now look how much easier it'd be if you'd say 4 over x equals 2 over 1. So I agree with that? And now when you cross multiply,
1 times 4 is 4.
good. And so finally?
And finally the answer is 4.
Finally, the answer is?
The answer is 2.
Right, because we divide both sides by 2. So x equals 2. Now, those of you guys with a calculator, do you care that the numbers are big? No, because you let your calculator do the work. I'm totally fine with that.
How did you get 2? You divide 4 by 2.
Divide both by 2, right?
Oh, you divide the top both top numbers.
Yes, sir. Do you see that now, right?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, that's why it's important that you're setting up the proportion and not just telling me the answer. Now, I keep calling him Miles because I think Miles observed this quickly. Miles, tell me how you can easily know the answer was 2 here. Shh. This is what I really want everybody to do. I really want everybody to just say, obviously the answer is what, Miles? Tell me the relationship.
It would be it's up. Oh, for 16 and 8.
Yeah.
It's 2.
Times 2.
Times 2.
So everybody, look up here on the board, please. This is important now, right? So the big side is twice the small side, correct? Hear me out.
Yes.
So if this is 4, this has to be what?
Half of that.
Everybody see that now, right? Right? But again, I'm just saying it's important for me to see that you know how to set up the proportion. But mentally, you should be able to look at that, right, Bradley? Say without a doubt, x was what?
2.
And this is kind of a waste of time to set up the proportion, right? Because I already knew the answer was what?
2.
But we could make it harder. That's why I'm forcing you to set up the proportion. What?
Number 4.
What do you need?
Can you show us what a hard copy is?
Sure. I'll change one of these for you.
Yeah, I know
I'll
that.
change one.
What do we have to get to?
Just let me
Okay.
go through the lesson.
Okay.
Let me go through the lesson.
Okay, bye.
All right. So here we go. Everybody on, take a look at question number 4. All right, I'm going to make this one a hard one. All right, look up, please. Look up, look up. I'm going to change it because someone said, well, how do I, show me a hard one that I couldn't do. All right, here we go. Look right here, guys. Let's say I decided to make this number right here. Let's say I decided to make it 13. Who knows what x is just by looking at it? What is it? You're not paying attention. That's what the problem is. What is it? What is it?
Is it 8? Oh.
How is it 8?
Because when you were, I thought I was doing it. Okay, if we're doing 13, then it would be. Oh, okay.
What is it? Okay, hold on. Eyes up. I need Bradley. I mean it. Stop. Give me your attention. You, pay attention. Look at me. Does everybody understand why it's frustrating? I can tell who's listening and who's not listening. That's part of the problem with you guys. I'm trying to make you great and you're not listening to me. You just get through the worksheet. And everybody in my class knows, do I care about the worksheet one bit? I don't care one bit about it. Every single problem we're doing together, so I know 100% you know how to do the problems. And some of you didn't even know I changed that. And you're giving me an answer to the problem after I changed it. That just means you're not what? You're not listening. You are not listening. Bradley, who can tell me what Bradley asked? What did he ask?
He asked if you can make a problem harder so he can.
Exactly. He said, can we make it harder so I can tell what you mean by the problem is harder? Now, why is this harder? Tell me why this one's harder problem. Because I changed it, but most people didn't know I changed it. But I'm saying, why is it harder? Can you tell me why it's harder?
Because 4, it can't go in 13.
It does go in. It doesn't. Now, here's what I want you to make you really smart. I want you to tell me that 4 doesn't go into 13 evenly. That is correct. Does 4 go into 13?
Yeah.
Yes, but does it go evenly?
No.
No. That's why it's harder. Because you can't just look at that and say, okay, I'm multiplying by 2. The original was 8, correct?
Yeah.
So from here to here, it's just twice as big, so we already knew x would be 10, and I don't have to do the problem. So bear with me. What's the answer? 15. 10.5.
16.25.
16.25.
16.25.
16.25. Now, I'm going to ask you a really silly question here. All right? All you got to do is know how to set up a proportion, right?
Yeah.
If you listen to me, these problems are simple, simple, simple. And I said, you're not going to know how to do the problems if I make it a hard problem. The problems are easy, agreed, right? Because it's always just multiply by 2 or divide by 2 or something along those lines. So I want everybody to set up the proportion. And when I set up the proportion, what would the proportion be? I'm not asking for an answer.
4/65.
Somebody set up the proportion for me.
5/4 and then x over 13.
5 over 4 and x over 13. Pat yourself on the back. That's good. Could you say 5 over x equals 4 over 13?
Yes.
Yes, we've already established that there are multiple ways to set up the proportion. You just have to set it up correctly. All right? Now, when we cross multiply this, we end up with 4x is equal to 65. And what was 65 divided by 4? What?
16.25.
16.25. That's because you did 4 divided by 65 instead of 65 divided by 4.
You can also multiply with
You see what I'm saying now, right? So now, I'm going to go down. I'm just going to change these because I'm going to try to teach you to pay attention today. All right, what?
So you can switch the 4 and the x, but can you switch the 13?
No, very good question. Very good question. Listen. So again, very smart boys. I'm very proud of your question. So please look up again so I can explain something again. Make sure you understand me. Watch. Look. Does everybody agree? Hey, this 5 is, listen to me, the left side. Does everybody agree? Gavin? I'm changing all the numbers now. So those of you guys are rushing through the end, I'm changing it all. All right? So this is the what side? Left side, this is the what? That's the bottom. Left side over bottom is equal to left side over bottom. I could also say left side over left side is equal to, I can't say left side to bottom is bottom to, you see what I'm saying? That doesn't line up properly. Is everybody with me? The numerators have to be the same, the denominators have to be the same. Now, does everybody understand what I'm saying? Now, do you understand what I'm saying about making it harder, right? It's not hard mathematically, it's just harder because you can't say, hey, I'm just multiplying by 3 or dividing by 2 or something along those lines. Because does everybody agree all these are kind of what? They're kind of easy. All right, they're kind of easy. So let me see if you guys are paying attention. All right, so I'm going to take a look at number 5. I want number 5. Everybody take a look at number 5. Thomas, all I want is now I'm trying to see if you can recognize the pattern and tell me what x is. What do you think x would be, Thomas, for number 5? Yes, x would equal what on number 5? 7. Beautiful. Because you're noticing that this one is just 7 times larger. Do you agree with that? Right, now that's how I would want you guys to think about it if you could. So let's do one more like that, and then we're going to go on to the next one. All right, so for the next one, what is it? Yes.
Okay, so
X would equal what?
x will equal
36. Very nice. Because again, to me, you're just looking at 6 times what?
4.
Times 4. And then times 4. Is everybody with me on that? So that's the answer. Now I'm going to change them up. All right, number 7. Here we go. Now, the problem with this is I don't really like it because they kind of have it out of order. All right, so listen to what I'm saying. 99 probably corresponds to what? To the 9, right? So we would just be multiplying by 11. Does everybody agree with that? So that would be what? 110. I'm going to change the 9, 10, 11, 12 in a minute, okay? So let's just make sure. Wow. Now look at number 8. I think this is an interesting problem. How do I know what x is automatically?
I think it's 100.
Well, I know it's 100 because
It's
There's 2 10s and a 100.
Yeah, these two 10s are the same. So that means those sides have to be the same, which forces this to be what? The same, which is 100. All right, now I'm going to change things up a little bit here.
I feel like how the really are.
Here we go. I'm going to change this up. I'm going to say, first of all, here's what I want you to do for me. The 5 corresponds to the x. And then these two correspond together. But I'm going to change 6, please. I'm changing 6, so cross out 6. And I want you to make it a let me make it, must be obnoxious, 9. I'll make it a 9. And then Justice, I want you to set up the proportion to start out for me. What is the proportion? Now notice, everybody, I'm changing things up. So what is it?
9 over 45, 48.
Yep, 9 over 48 is equal to
So 5 over 6.
5 over what?
X. Sorry.
5 over X. Don't be sorry. Good job. Now I just cross multiplying and dividing on that. What?
I want that be x over 48.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's how I got it.
You guys are not. But no. Not so much that I changed it. But what did I say? Are there more than one way to set up the proportion?
Because you'll just
Do you agree with that?
Yes. Sure do.
Is it going to be the same answer? Okay, we're going to find out. Justice, did you come up with an answer on this?
Oh.
I got an answer, Mr. Stroud.
Hold up, I'm waiting on Justice. Give him a chance, man.
So 5 times 48 is 240. And so you put 249 percent that.
Just like that. Look right there. That's how I'd want you to solve it. X equals 240 over 9. Now, somebody divide 240 by 9 for me.
There you go.
And what was that?
It's 26.666.
Yeah.
Right. So again, guys, now use your calculator. I don't like decimals. We already talked about that. Convert it to a fraction. Convert it to a fraction. Somebody tell me what it is. Am I right? Don't take my word for it, even though everybody knows I'm always right. The fraction decimal, remember, there was an FD button.
Oh, yeah. See, now it's.
Wait, so what's the answer?
80 over 3.
80 over 3.
Am I right? Music to my ears.
I do not see the answer. I see it.
Wait, it's
It
not
can be
working.
perb on your button. PRB.
I know, but like I'm.
I don't know how to use
No, it's
calculator.
painful.
All right, don't worry about
I
it.
just divided by 3.
Just, what?
You're right.
I didn't. I reduced 240 over 9 by 3.
Oh, you're simplifying
I
it.
simplified it. That is correct. That's all right. Don't worry about it. Yes, you do, actually. You just don't know how to use the calculator.
Wait,
All right.
It's right.
No. Hey, listen, guys. I need your attention. All right, I want to try to get going now. All right, don't worry about the fraction on the calculator or whatever. All right, or converting from a decimal to a fraction. Look up what I'm trying to show you now. Look, guys, I divided both sides by 9. Does everybody agree?
Yeah.
Now, I'm hoping everybody can look at 24 and 9 and say I can reduce that by what? What can I reduce that by? 3. There you go. 240 divided by 3 is 80, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. That's your answer. Because does 3 go into 80 evenly? And the answer is what? No. All right?
You can reduce it down to
To what?
2.
No. You leave it as an improper.
Oh.
Leave it as improper, not mixed. All right, so here we go over here. I want everybody to realize, just to make sure you're hearing me, I want you to tell me that 22 and 11 go together and 16 and x go together.
Okay.
But I am changing the 11. Cross out the 11. And I want to make it a 5. A 5. Everybody hear me change it to a 5? All right, now I want someone to set up the proportions for me. Go.
I want 22 over 5.
Hold on a minute. 22 over 5 is equal to,
16 over x.
you're awesome, girl, 16 over x. Now let's, oh, sorry, go.
Okay. So 22x is equal to 80.
Brilliant.
And then
A bad number, right?
yeah.
So here's what I want you to do on the bad numbers. Now listen, I'm trying to make you smarter, so now you got to pay attention. ERBs are coming up next 9 weeks. First of the 9 weeks. So we're practicing right now. Carly, I want you to realize, do you agree that's just 80 over 22? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Now watch how nice this is. What goes into 80 and 22? Shh. What goes in? 2. So how many times does 2 go into 80? Do it this way. 2 goes into 8. Yes. Perfect, girl. And then 2 goes into 22 how many times? Yes. Now, look at your calculator. What decimal's on there, please? Did you already switch it out? Did you already clear it? 3.6, blah, 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 right? So now do 40 divided by 11. And then what do you notice? Same thing. You with me on this, right? So I prefer that you leave it as the fraction. I prefer that you leave it as the fraction. Is everybody good with this? What? Well, then you got the wrong answer. No, wrong. You just didn't put it in correctly. I told you that the 5 corresponds to the 22, and the x goes with the 16. You hear me? 5 over 22, Bradley, equals what? Go ahead. That's why you're wrong. Now look, I'm trying to make you great, Bradley. All you got to do is look up in my notes. 5 over 22 would equal what? Yes. Not 16 over x. You see it now, right? All right, come on, man. If you make a mistake, Bradley, don't think I'm wrong. Check your work. Check your work. What? What's 80 divided by 2? What's 22 divided by 2? Easy enough. Just reduce the fraction. All right, here we go. Next, I'm going to change this one up too. Just to make sure you're hearing me, the 2 corresponds to the 20, and I'm changing, and the 3, hold up a minute, corresponds to the x. Everybody hear me? I'm changing the 20, cross the 20 out, please, and I want someone to put, or we're going to do 31. 31. 31. Set it up. Let's go. Aiden, did you set it up for me real quick?
Yeah, I'm not.
Tell me how you set it up though.
You do 31 over 2.
31 over 2 is equal to,
3 over x.
oh, come on, man.
X over,
Why x over 3?
because
You did the big triangle to the what? Small triangle. You got to stay consistent on that. You hear me? So what would it be? 31 over 2 is equal to what?
X over 3.
Beautiful. Bradley, not 3 over x, right?
Wait. See?
What's the matter?
Wouldn't it be 3 over X?
That would make me what? That would make me what? That would make me wrong. And everybody knows
You're never wrong.
I'm never wrong. So instead of checking my work, you should probably
Check yours.
check your work. Do you hear me? Now listen to what, because he said the same thing. So listen to me. All seriousness, I could be wrong here. I could be. All right, so I'm going to double check my work because you two both thought I was wrong. So here we go. Let's see if I'm wrong. So 31 is the large to the what? Small. Do you hear me? So I must be going from the large to the small. Which one is the large? Which one is the large? The 3 or the X?
The X.
Now, are you just telling me that?
3 is the larger one than X.
3 is larger than X.
Yes.
Look up the figure. You tell me that 3 is larger than X.
3 is larger
How do you know that?
than X. X is a number. You got
This is the large triangle. This is the
small triangle. So everything the large triangle goes to the small triangle.
large to small. Large to small.
Okay.
Large to small. All right. So now when we cross multiply divide, what do we get?
93.
2x equals 93,
So divided by 2.
which is,
46.5.
so he said 46.5. Is everybody happy with that explanation?
Yes.
Okay, listen up now. Listen, your homework, listen, is essentially to do this for me. All right, don't change anything, but just go by what it's saying. I was trying to make some a little bit harder for you. No, you're not listening. I'm trying to tell you. I haven't told you. You're just going up through 24. All right, you're going up through 24. Tomorrow I'll do the word problems with you. Is everybody hearing me?
Yes.
Everybody hear me, right? Just go. Now, are you changing any of the numbers? No.
How-
If you can do the shortcut, can you do the shortcut, Miles?
Yeah.
Yes, do the shortcut. All right, do the shortcut. Hopefully you learned a little bit about listening today. Some of you guys are not listening too well. What?
So if you know the problem, it's right the answer.
These.